Can the grips on our clubs actually make a difference to our games? Well, in today's video, we're going to be looking at Golf Pride's new reverse taper. Now, this is a grip that's designed for the putter, a new technology that's been released that they say can actually help our games. Now, for those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. For those of you returning, welcome back. Let me introduce you to the reverse taper golf grips by Golf Pride. These grips are going to be going on putters. So the idea is that they're designed to be able to help improve our putting stroke. And what they're actually saying is it's time for your hands to own the moment. Well, when I think about that saying, what I think about more so is it's time for us to understand what our hands are actually supposed to be doing during the putting stroke. Now, when it comes to putting styles, there's many different ways in which we hold the putter. If you're someone like me who's more of a left below right, or you want to kind of focus more on the conventional, and there's even that claw grip, but each hand plays its part during the putting stroke. Now, one of the problems that Golf Pride have identified is that there's many grips out there on the market that actually treat your hands as equal. And what they're saying is this isn't actually the case. They actually play their part during the putting stroke individually. And what I mean by that is that they're saying that the top hand, whether that's your right hand or your left hand, but the top hand that sits on the top end of the grip is actually going to be your stabilizer hand. It's going to control the actual club face itself, whereas the bottom hand, again, left hand or right hand, this is going to control your speed, so your distance control. And this is what I said at the beginning of the video, where actually it's about understanding what each of our hands actually do during the stroke. Now, for those of you that know, I actually make videos for Foremost, which is the biggest buying group in the UK for golf pros around the country. And when I did this original video with Golf Pride back in January, it kind of opened my eyes a little bit to that kind of idea from Golf Pride as to how the hands work. And during the last sort of few months, I've actually been thinking about it a little bit more, focusing on the top hand being that stabilizer and actually almost using my lower hand to be the pace control hand. And if there's one thing that you take away from this video today, I want you to start thinking about your hands during the putting stroke and how they work for you. So how do these grips actually work? Well, just like it says on the box, reverse taper. So we've got thicker at the bottom and then slightly thinner as we work up to the top of the grip. And there are three different styles. We've got a pistol grip, a round grip, and a flat grip, and they come in two different sizes. They've got the medium and the large depending on the size of your hands. Now, I'm a small glove size, so I've gone for the medium for this test. And during this test, I'm going to cut the grip off my putter. I'm going to add these grips on as we go along through the video, and I'm going to give you a bit of an insight into how they're feeling for me personally and see which of these putter grips may work better for my game and then ultimately for your game. Let's start off with the round grip. And whenever you're changing grips, especially at Churton Golf Club, you have to come and see Bernie because he's head of all grip changes.
Not just Churton Golf Club, southwest of England.
Oh, southwest, yeah. Sorry. Right, okay, we're going to do a little time lapse for you, Bernie changing the putter grip.
Cool.
So remember, these grips come in these two sizes, a medium and a large, and I am using the medium in all of the putter grips that have arrived for me to test. Now, I'm somebody that doesn't want to grip too thin, but I certainly don't want it too thick. And this one in particular straight away feels quite jumbo-y in my hands. But this particular one, the round grip, this is kind of their universal one. This is going to be used by pretty much anybody with any type of grip. So if you're somebody that does use a cross-handed, cack-handed prayer grip, this is going to work quite nicely for you. So it's not particularly specific towards one particular grip. But now as I kind of work my way through a few different types of putting grips, I've got to say I can understand where they're kind of coming from, because I think I can pretty much put any grip that I want on this particular style, and it doesn't feel particularly uncomfortable, which is actually a good thing. And then from a weight point of view, the actual grip itself, ranging between 60 to 65 grams in weight, which actually to me makes it feel possibly just a little bit lighter in the actual head weight. And this is something that I want people to consider, certainly when they're changing putter grips, to think about the actual weight of the club. Really important to get your swing weight absolutely spot on. Then we move into the flat version, and this is where I start to see a big difference when it comes to these putter grips. I'm seeing a much thinner part at the top to a more fatter part at the bottom, and the idea, remember, stability at the top and pace control at the bottom. Now, the flat version gives us more of a flatter feel down the sides, where we had a little bit more rounding in the previous version. We've got a much flatter part here. Yeah, instantly I'm starting to feel the difference with this putter grip. And they're saying that possibly this one's going to be designed for those players that like to use what they call a little bit of a prayer grip. Prayer grip meaning that your kind of hands sit flat down the side of the actual grip. And if you think about this particular grip where we've got a flat size, it fits it really quite nicely. But I also like it when I'm using it with the claw. And not that I'm anybody that's ever really used the claw, but I get the sense of that stability with the left hand up at the top here, and then my right hand just nicely sits on it down the bottom. Again, probably allowing me to get that difference between the two hands as a feel more so than anything else. But I think having it slightly thicker down the bottom with that right hand just enables me to be able to, you know, get that control of that pace, which is what Golf Pride are talking about. And to be honest, having now had the chance to kind of work my way around the putting green with, well, the round grip and now the flat grip, Golf Pride's saying that the round grip is maybe designed for universal, to be used with every kind of putting grip out there. But I've used every putting grip with this flat now, and I'm definitely getting the sense that I would get a lot more control over this grip than I would, let's say, the round grip. But ultimately, it is 100% personal preference. But let's now try the pistol grip, which is the one that's designed probably more for my stroke, the left below right. If only there was a second serve in golf, wouldn't it make just life a bit easier, certainly from a putting point of view? Well, here we have the pistol grip. Now this is the one that's going to feel, from a shape, very different to the other two. We've got the pistol back on it, which means that you're getting a little bit of shape that sort of curves up at the back end here. And for someone like me who is left below right, I'm able to really nicely anchor my right hand and get it nice and secure. And again, this one is all about stability, and I'm feeling it with this particular grip. And then being slightly fatter on the bottom, it again just enables me to be able to possibly control that speed just a little bit easier. But this is what this putter grip is going to be designed for, that left below right. But ultimately, you've still got to try it out with a few other grips. And I've got to say, with all the grips that I've tested with this pistol, the top part is the bit that sort of jumps out the most to me. Being able to kind of almost feel like you're anchoring your top hand for that stability. I think I'm really getting the sense of this one more so than the others. And even the bottom part just feels just a fraction thinner, which for someone like me who has a slightly thinner grip, it kind of feels quite nice. So a couple of the things that I need to mention that Golf Pride are telling me, and starting off with the fat part of the grip, this is to relieve tension during your putting stroke. And then the combination of the thin to fat allows us to take our wrists out of play. So if you are someone that suffers with a little bit of tension or those mighty yips, then possibly this grip might work nicely for you. And if we take a closer look at this grip, we've got dimples that run all the way around it, which allows us to be able to grip that club nicely in all weather conditions. So during the wet conditions, but also if you get sweaty palms, this grip is certainly going to help you keep control of the putter head. And I think for me, when it comes to all three putter grips, I think this pistol one is the one that stands out the most for me and certainly feels the best, and probably rightly so, as Golf Pride have said that this one is kind of designed for those players that like a left below right type of putting grip. But the feel for me is that I like to get the sense of just placing my right hand on the top of the club and keeping it nice and neutral, so not putting too much pressure on it, and it's my left hand that I get a little bit more pressure on, and that's the one that controls the actual putter, so the speed of the putt. So I'm definitely getting the sense that I'm working my hands quite nicely through the stroke. So there you have it. There is my review of the Golf Pride reverse taper grips. I love the fact that there's more tech going into putter grips because I think it's a bit of an untapped market. We all do need a little bit of help when it comes to playing on the golf course, and certainly the putter is an area that a lot of us need that help. And I think you could see from my video that I really did fall for that pistol style grip, and rightly so. I mean, it's designed for people like me who do use that left below right grip, and it's something actually I'm going to pursue. I'm going to have a little go with it. It's not my gamer putter that I actually use, but it is a putter that I have used in the past. I'm going to get it out onto the golf course, give it a bit more of a feel in competition and see how we get on with it. But I'd like to hear down in the comments, are you interested in the new Golf Pride reverse taper grips? Have you got one on your putter, or would you consider trying it out? If you like what you see from these videos, hit that subscribe button. A big thank you to Golf Pride for sending me the pack, and I'll see you again on the next video.